Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be talking about the best-selling lipstick shades of all time. So I did a lot of research online. I compiled a list of all the best-selling lipsticks from the 20th century and the 21st century. And most of these are actually vintage lipsticks that have been around for 50 plus years. So the first on the list is Christian Dior, and this is the red lipstick Dior 999. This is a super famous lipstick shade. It's a classic red that dates back to 1953. When Christian Dior created the shades 9 and 99 for his models to wear on the runway, 9 was the lucky number after all. A few years ago, the lipsticks were reinvented and modernized to Dior 999. And this is a really beautiful classic red. It's one of my go-tos and it really looks good on almost all skin types. And apparently Grace Kelly wore this lipstick shade. So I'm going to swatch this shade right now for you to see. And then you can kind of see what it looks like on my skin tone and get an idea. And this lipstick has a really nice satin finish. It goes on super smooth. It's very luxurious. And this is Dior 999. As you can see, it's a really beautiful red satin finish. It's very classic and very old Hollywood. And next on the list is another Dior lipstick, and this is Dior 1947. And this lipstick was originally conceived as a highlighter blush for lips, and it's a classic polish pink nude. I'm not sure the exact release date for this one. I couldn't find anything online. I don't think it was 1947, but that is kind of when the Dior new look started, so that's probably why it's named after 1947, but I do know it came out in the 20th century. So I'm going to swatch this one for you now. It's like a really nice peachy nude color. And this one is very neutral. You can barely see it on. And I think that's why it was more of a highlighter. So as you can see, it's a really nice neutral, kind of peachy nude. It goes on a very sheer, almost, it's not too heavy, and it's a really nice satin finish. I quite like it. So this is Dior 1947. And next on the list is MAC Cosmetics, and I have 3 MAC lipstick shades. The first one that I'm going to be testing out is MAC's Ruby Woo, and this lipstick was released in 1999 and is the top selling lipstick in the United States, and people also love it around the world too. And apparently one Ruby Woo lipstick is sold every minute around the globe. So let's swatch MAC's Ruby Woo lipstick. And right away I noticed the difference. The Dior lipsticks have a really nice satin moisturizing finish, which I prefer, and MAC's have a really matte finish. And this is MAC's Ruby Woo. Honestly, I prefer the Dior 999 over this one just because I like the satin finish, but this is a really nice matte red, and it definitely has that 1950s look to it as well. And another popular MAC lipstick, which is one of the best-selling lipsticks by MAC and in the United States, and this is MAC's Russian Red, and this is more of a cherry red with a little bit of orange. So let's swatch this one and see how it compares to Ruby Woo. So I personally prefer the Russian Red. I like more of the warmer undertones, and I find the Ruby Woo is a little bit more cool. And I don't know, I feel like this one went on a lot easier too, and it has more of a satin finish. So this is MAC's Russian Red, which is another top seller for MAC makeup and one of the best-selling lipsticks in the world. The last lipstick by MAC is Lady Danger, and this is a lipstick with orange undertones, and it is apparently Dolly Parton's favorite lipstick. So let's go ahead and try this one on and see how it compares to the other two. So as you can see, this is Lady Danger. It's a really nice orange red lipstick. I really like the orange undertones of it. It's quite unique. So this is Lady Danger by MAC. And next on the list is a 1990s lipstick shade that's still available today, and this is Black Honey by Clinique. In fact, Clinique founder Carol Phillips named it Black Honey because the texture of the gloss looked like a yummy, gooey pot of honey. Originally, Black Honey was introduced in the 1970s, and it had a second debut when it was introduced in a lipstick tube called Almost Lipstick, and this is kind of the next debut of Black Honey. So it was originally in a little pot, and then that's kind of where she got the honey name from. This became a cult favorite in the 1990s as a lipstick slash lip gloss. And it looks good on almost all skin tones, and it is one of the best reviewed lipsticks on Makeup Alley, and people seem to still buy it in bulk, but it definitely has a 1990s look and feel to it because it was very popular in the 90s, but it actually came out in the 1970s. So let's go ahead and test Black Honey. I was actually expecting it to be a lot darker because it looked dark coming out of the tube, but it's a really lightweight lip gloss. Just a hint of color. It has a lot of nice moisturizing sheen to it. So this is Black Honey. I really like it. It doesn't have a lot of color. I was actually expecting it to be quite dark, but I could see how this would be a bestseller just because of how versatile it is and how it would look good on almost any skin tone. And it's very moisturizing, nice, slight tinted lip color. So this is Clinique's Black Honey. And next on the list is Nars. And Nars is a French cosmetic and skincare company founded in 1994 by Francois Nars. And the cosmetics line began with 12 lipsticks sold at Barney's. And since then, Nars has created various multi-use beauty products and now is owned by Shiseido. And the first lipstick on the list is Schiap by Nars, and this is named after the fashion designer Elsa Schiaparelli. And it is a bright pink lipstick with blue undertones, and apparently Maggie Gyllenhaal wore this shade to the 2010 Oscars. And I really love Schiaparelli. I learned about her in fashion school, so I was really intrigued by this lipstick. And I love the bright pink color, so let's go ahead and try this one on. So this one has more of a matte finish than satin, but I really like the way it looks on. It's a really nice hot pink, but it's not too much. It's not too overwhelming. I think it really can work with a lot of skin types. And it feels quite moisturizing. So this is the first color by Nars. Next on the list is another Nars lipstick. And this one is called Roman Holiday, named after the Audrey Hepburn film. And this is a fuchsia that looks more purple or pink depending on your skin tone. So let's go ahead and try this. Based on the tube and the lipstick, it looks really like a really pretty pink color. And right away, I'm attracted to it because I love the satin feel to it, more so than the matte of the other lipstick, and it's really shiny and moisturizing. And I really love this. It kind of reminds me of the 1960s. It really has a pretty color to it, a really nice pink color. I quite like it. I love how moisturizing it is too. And it's perfect for summer. It's just a really nice pink. So this is Roman Holiday by Nars. And the last Nars lipstick is Inappropriate Red. And this is one of the go-to lipsticks used by makeup artists on the red carpet. It's often worn to the Oscars. And it's just a really nice red. It screams old Hollywood and it looks good on almost any skin tone. And this is a really nice old Hollywood red. It's a little bit more matte than the other one, the Roman Holiday, and it kind of reminds me of Russian Red by MAC, and this is one of the best-selling red lipsticks in the world. So next on the list is a YSL lipstick, and it's number 19, and it's a fuchsia shade. And every fashion season since 1987, the Paris house YSL has introduced a new palette of makeup. Saint Laurent burst onto the fashion scene in the 1950s, working for Christian Dior, and beginning in 1961, launched his own namesake fashion line. In the 1970s, YSL added a beauty line, and he wanted makeup to match the woman's dress. The first lipstick that he came out with was a flamboyant red lipstick. that screamed attitude. And then the second lipstick debuted in 1979, and this was a lipstick number 19, which is a blue toned fuchsia that is still the company's best-selling lipstick. So I really like this one because it's from 1979. I thought that was really interesting, and it's a really bright pink lipstick. So let's try this one on and see how it compares to the other fuchsia shades. And right away, it has a really nice satin finish. It goes on really nice. I really like the sheen to it. And this is the YSL number 19 shade. I really like it. This is my favorite fuchsia, I think, compared to the Nars one. I like the feeling of it on my lips better. It's more moisturizing, and I really like the color. And it's interesting because I love it that it's from 1979. So this is one of the best-selling fuchsia lipsticks today. And next on the list are a few classic and iconic lipsticks, and these are all by Revlon. And in my opinion, these really define the 20th century. So I have 3 shades here. And I'm going to go in with a brief history of Revlon to start out. So Revlon was founded in New York City on March 1st, 1932. And this is during the Great Depression, and it was founded by Charles and Joseph Revson. And Revson was changed to Revlon, and they started with a single product, and it was a new type of nail polish. And they were using pigments instead of dyes, and Revlon developed a variety of new shades of nail enamel. In 1937, Revlon started selling the polishes in department stores and pharmacies. In 6 years, the company became a multi-million-dollar organization. By 1940, Revlon offered an entire manicure line and added lipstick to the collection. So the first on the list is Revlon Fire and Ice, and this one is from 1952. It's a classic red, and it has kind of orange undertones, like almost like a bright cherry. So let's go ahead and swatch this one right now. And I love Revlon lipsticks because they go on so smooth. They have a nice satin finish to it, which I love. And this Fire and Ice is such a classic 1950s red, and it just looks good on so many skin tones. So this is one of my favorites, and this was from 1952. And next on the list is another cult Revlon shade, and this one is Cherries in the Snow, and is a pink-based red that has been around since the 1950s as well. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch Cherries in the Snow, and this is a really nice pink-based red, and this one has been around since 1953. And this is Cherries in the Snow. It's one of my favorites because I love the pink undertones, which is rare in a red lipstick, and I just love Revlon again because of the nice satin finish, and it's so affordable. And this is one of the best-selling lipsticks in the world still today. And next on the list is another Revlon shade. This is Revlon Pink in the Afternoon. This one came out in the 1960s, and apparently on May 15th, 2019, Revlon confirmed that this is the lipstick that Audrey Hepburn wore in the cab at breakfast at Tiffany's. And this was on a Facebook post, and so the rumors are true. And I really like this shade because it's a really nice, soft, neutral pink. And it goes on really nice. So as you can see, I'm swatching it now. And it's a very nice, light pink. Even though they say this is the one that she wore in the movie, it does not look like it to me. The one she wore in the cab has more of a coral undertone. That is why I like the Vintage Doll Cosmetics one better, because it has that nice coral. But I'm not saying I don't like this one. So if you want more of a pink lipstick, this one is definitely nice, and it really looks good on a lot of skin tones. It's like a really nice kind of classic 1960s pink. So this is Revlon's Pink in the Afternoon. And next on the list are 2 lipsticks by Charlotte Tilbury. And Charlotte Tilbury is from 2012, where she launched her own skincare line and beauty brand. And it was initially launched in London at Selfridges. And now it's a huge brand and stocked in department stores all around the world, including Sephora. And one of her best-selling lipsticks is Pillow Talk. And I really like Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks because I love the vintage look of them. I love the gold lipstick cases. They definitely have an old Hollywood look to them. And I like Pillow Talks. It's a really nice classic nude shade. And Pillow Talk lipstick is sold every 2 minutes worldwide. So let's go ahead and try this one on. It has a very matte finish. But it's also very moisturizing. I really like the lighter look to it compared to pink in the afternoon. And I don't know, it's a really nice matte kind of nude pink color, and I think it looks good on a lot of skin types, and it also makes your lips look bigger. So this is Pillow Talk by Charlotte Tilbury, and it's one of the best-selling pink nude lipsticks. The next Charlotte Tilbury lipstick is Red Carpet Red, and this is a really nice classic old Hollywood red lipstick. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch this one for you. So this is a deep red with more of a cool undertone. It reminds me of MAC Cosmetics Russian Red. It also kind of reminds me of the Nars Inappropriate Red. So it's a really nice classic old Hollywood red, and this one is Red Carpet Red by Charlotte Tilbury. And next on the list is a Lancome lipstick color, and this one is Rouge in Love. And this is a classic pinkish brown shade, and this is one of the best-selling kind of nude pinkish brown shades in the world, and is Lancome's best-selling lipstick. So here's a brief history of Lancome. So Lancome has been around since 1935, and it's a French cosmetic company. In 1935, Lancome launched its first 5 fragrances at the World's Fair in Brussels. And Lancome entered the skincare game in 1936 when they launched Nutrix, which is an all-purpose repair cream, followed by makeup, cosmetics, and skincare products. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch this Lancome shade. I've never tried Lancome lipsticks, so I'm excited to see how this goes on. This is a really nice shade because it has like a pink undertone, but at the same time it kind of has a brownish hue. And I really like this color because it's very neutral, but I like the pink. I've never tried a lipstick that has a brown undertone with also pink. This is very interesting. I like how sheen it is. It's very moisturizing. It kind of almost has like a 70s, early 80s look to it. And it's really nice. It's very moisturizing. And I think it can look good on a lot of different skin tones. So this is Lancome's Rouge in Love. And next on the list are a few drugstore lipsticks that are best-selling lipsticks, and a lot of them are knockoffs of some of the higher end ones that I previously swatched. So the first one is by Rimmel London, and this is a Lasting Finish Matte by Kate Moss, and it's shade 111, and it's a balanced red lipstick that's the second bestseller in the Kate Moss collection. And this kind of is a stand-in for MAC's Ruby Woo. And believe it or not, Rimmel is a really old company, and it is a British-based cosmetic brand now owned by Coty. The House of Rimmel was founded by Eugene Rimmel as a perfumery in 1834 in London, England. And within a year of opening, Eugene Rimmel came to create many makeup products, including his best-known mascara. And today, this is one of the world's most popular beauty brands. So let's go ahead and swatch this Rimmel shade. It's a really nice red, and let's see how it compares to MAC's Ruby Woo. And personally, right away, I almost like it better than the MAC one because it goes on smoother. I found the MAC one very drying and more matte. Honestly, this is an exact dead ringer for MAC's Ruby Woo, except I almost like it better because of how it goes on and the nice satin finish. And it was really easy to apply, and when I rub my lips together, it has a really nice moisturizing effect to it. My only thing I maybe don't like to it is it kind of has a chemically smell to it, but you really can't go wrong for like a classic red. Especially, it honestly is similar to the Nars one. Yeah, it's a really good knockoff for a high-end red lipstick, so I really like this one. And this is 111 by Rimmel London. And next on the list is a CoverGirl lipstick, and this one is called Enchantress Blush 365. And this is one of the best sellers for CoverGirl and one of the best-selling pink lipsticks in the world today. And CoverGirl, believe it or not, is a vintage drugstore line, and its first product line, Clean Makeup, was launched in 1961. It was nominated as America's best cosmetic brand, originally offering only 6 products. It was advertised as being a medicated face makeup as it used Noxema's medicated ingredients of camphor, menthol, and eucalyptus. In 1963, model Jennifer O'Neill signed on as CoverGirl spokeswoman at the age of 15, appearing in both print and television advertising that year. Her unprecedented 30-year endorsement of the product launched CoverGirl into being the top-selling makeup line in the country. In contrast to the makeup-looking fashion models of the late 1960s, Shepherd demonstrated a fresh, wholesome look appealing to younger women and consumers. These advertisements established the girl next door look that CoverGirl is now associated with. And now I really want to try some of CoverGirl's foundations. So let's go ahead and swatch this pink shade. And right away, I really like the look of this one. It looks very 1960s. Okay, I'm obsessed with this. This is like a 1960s frosted pink. So check this out. This is like one of my favorite lipsticks of the whole thing. I'm not gonna lie. I did not realize how frosted this was. This is awesome. This is like a really nice 1960s frosted lipstick, and I just love the sheen to it. This is awesome. And look how nice and pink it is. And this is Enchantress Blush by CoverGirl 365. And next on the list is a Maybelline lipstick, and this is Maybelline New York Color Sensational Lip Color. And this one is 645 Red Revival. And this is supposed to be a drugstore dupe of MAC's Russian Red. This is one of the best-selling red lip colors in the world today. And here's a little brief history of Maybelline. So the Maybelline company was founded in New York City in 1915 by Thomas Lyle Williams. And Williams noticed his older sister Mabel applying a mixture of Vaseline and coal dust to her eyelashes to give them a darker, fuller look. Adapted it with a chemistry set and produced a product sold locally called Lash Brow Line. Williams renamed his beautifier Maybelline in honor of her. In 1917, the company produced Maybelline Cake Mascara, the first modern eye cosmetic for everyday use, and Ultra Last, which came out in the 1960s, which is one of the best-selling mascaras today. So let's go ahead and try this red lipstick and see how it compares to MAC's Russian Red. And this one, honestly, I like it better again than the MAC because I love how smooth it goes on. I find the MAC so matte. This is Red Revival 645 by Maybelline. I really love this one. Honestly, I prefer it over MAC's Russian Red because of the satin finish, and it's a really nice classic old Hollywood red lipstick, so I can see why this is one of the best-selling red lipsticks in the world. And the last lipstick on the list of the world's best-selling lipsticks that you can still buy today is a L'Oreal Paris Color Riche lip color in Ferris Nude. This is a luxury rich satin lip color with lots of hydration, and it has omega-3, vitamin E, and argan oil in it, and it gives your lips a nice satin finish, keeping them soft and smooth. So let's talk a little bit about L'Oreal, and you'd be surprised to find out how old L'Oreal actually is. In 1909, a young French chemist of German descent developed a hair dye called LOreal, and he formulated and manufactured his own products, which he then decided to sell to Parisian hairdressers. On July 31st, 1919, he registered his company as the Safe Hair Dye Company of France. And then the company eventually became L'Oreal. And in 1920, the company employed 3 chemists. By 1950, the team was 100 strong. By 1984, it was 1,000 and is nearly 82,000 today. So L'Oreal started as a hair dye company and eventually moved over to beauty and lipstick. Let's go ahead and swatch this luxurious nude hydration. This is Ferris Nude 800 by L'Oreal. Honestly, this is a really good dupe to Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk. I find this one to be almost more moisturizing and smooth and satin. It has a really nice pink undertone. It's a really nice nude. I'm really impressed by this one, especially for the price point. I just really like the pink undertones, and it goes on so smooth and has a really nice satin finish. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was really interesting to research all of the best-selling lipstick shades throughout history. It's crazy to think that some of the main influences came out in the 1950s, and it seems like a lot of the newer lipsticks that came out later were all kind of replicas of the classic shades from Revlon as well as Dior. And it's kind of interesting to see how you can still get affordable drugstore lipstick dupes that, in my opinion, are just as good as the high-end lipsticks. So there's something for everyone out there. And also, if you haven't checked out Vintage Doll Cosmetics, they offer a wide range of vintage-inspired lipstick shades, so I will also link that below. All right, I'll see you guys again soon. Bye!